Hey yo guys, what's up and welcome back to Two Toe Tags Metal Reviews, and today we're getting our first impressions of the brand new Sonata Arctica album titled Te Veo. Alright, Te Veo. Yeah, not sure how to pronounce it. Brand new Sonata Arctica. We don't know much about this album so far. We reacted to their single Cold.
We were not really fans.
We didn't like it. People in the comment section also didn't like it. Got a lot of negative comments. But I will say that this is the kind of band that is known for having some surprises, right? They do have a lot of ballady type stuff in their music, which that song was, but they also have some pretty chaotic, crazy stuff too. So I'm hoping that that song was a one-off, or maybe a few little parts of the album are like that, and then we might get some actual energy and some things to positively comment on.
Yeah, because you think of this band and you think, yeah, you know, power metal, lots of energy, and then they put out their first single being something like that, like Cold. It takes a lot of your hope away from the album, but
well, I know they do songs like that. They have a lot of songs like that, but a lot of their softer songs still have a really powerful vibe to them.
And that one didn't.
That one didn't. That one seemed very bland, very generic, very just run-of-the-mill. But whatever. We're gonna go listen to the whole album for the first time in its entirety, and we'll be back in just a moment to tell you guys what we think of the whole album. So stay put. Hey guys, we're back. We just listened to Te Veo. Hard to pronounce it. Because I don't know. I don't even know what language that's in. But anyways, the album for me was pretty decent on a first impression. I'm gonna say. I didn't hate it. I wasn't too ecstatic about it. There were some highlights, definitely. Some low points, definitely. So let's get into that. Start off with low points. Obviously the ballad type songs, which there's a little few here and there.
Yeah.
And then even songs that weren't really ballads had soft ballady parts to them. So it's kind of just throughout the album. You kind of just take it as it is.
Didn't really feel super excessive though.
But my lowest rated song was the last song called The Garden, which was an acoustic ballad, and I really had nothing really to say about it. It just went on for about 5 to 6 minutes and was boring, and I was snoring, and it just was what it was. So it got a low score for me. The Last of the Lambs also got a low score. This song specifically, there's a specific reason this song got a low score, is because there's a drum beat going on in the song in the background, and it's such a missed opportunity because the drums are so, I don't want to say they're quiet, but they're so like in the background.
Kind of weak.
They're weak. They should be, this song is one of those songs where the drums could have been thunderous and just really prominent, and it would have given this song so much life and so much like power to it, despite being a slower, more ballady song. But yeah, it was. You mentioned at the beginning of the listening session that you thought the mix of the album was bad, the vocals were too prominent, things like that, and I agree to an extent. This is the song that made me go, yeah, the mix is kind of off here. They really missed an opportunity to really make this song shine. But the rest of the songs, I didn't really have an issue with the mix, other than the vocals were a little too prominent. Is that a bad thing for me? Not really. I think the vocals are one of the highlights of this band, so it's not exactly a bad thing. But some highlights for me. Before I let you take the floor here, there was a few songs that I did really like. So, number 7, Eastmost got Good Reactors. It's an odd name for a song. Eastmost got Good Reactors. It's an instrumental, so that was cool. Let me see what I wrote here. Folk vibes. This song sounded very folk to me. Had some folk vibe to it. I feel like it was in the major scale, which I think this band was dipping in from major scale to minor scale throughout the album.
Going back and forth.
Good energy. I really don't know how to put it into words, but I don't know. The song, I was just jiving with the song. I was jiving with it. And I know that I said that the vocals are one of the most drawing aspects to the band, so it's weird that I'm saying one of the instrumentals is one of my top songs. But hey, it is what it is. That's actually a good thing. But my highest rated song overall was Demon's Cage, which is track number 8. got a soft piano intro with acoustic guitar. The band kicks in. You got this heavy bass line during the verse, which is really cool. There's a couple bars in the middle of the song where the band just gets kind of grimy and just kind of gets a little dirty, and then it kicks back into some regular style stuff, however you could put it. Some pinch harmonics in the background, really like that. I really wish that they were more prominent, but there's like this, I guess a piano lick or piano riff or whatever you'd call it happening at one part, and you can hear these little squeals in the background, which is really cool. And then towards the end of the song, it breaks down and you hear just vocals and piano for a couple bars, which sounds really, really nice. The song overall just had a lot of elements to it, and they all came together very well, and it was very well structured, and that just was the full complete package of a song for me overall. But yeah, go ahead, what did you think?
Well, based on just the first impression, if I were to sum this album up in a single word, it would be okay. Because there were some cool moments, there were some moments that kind of just bored me. Like, I feel like there was a lot of up and down with this album, and if I was to start with my lowest point, it would probably be the mix. And you mentioned that I said that, and the album started, and it felt like there was too much treble and not much bass. And when I say that, I mean not only in a literal sense, but I guess literal in both senses. Like, the bass instrument felt like it wasn't prominent at that point, like at the start of the album, and the guitars were quiet, the drums weren't really thick sounding, and that was really prominent in The Last of the Lambs, which is my lowest rated song, because that was such a missed opportunity. You could have the drums be really thick, and it's both because the bass was there. The bass was totally present on that song, and it was thick, and if the drums added to it, it would be awesome, but it just didn't happen. So I felt like the mix was even inconsistent, because on that song the bass was there, but on other songs it wasn't. Even the guitars were kind of quiet, and there was some pretty good guitar work on this album as well.
Yeah.
There was a song that ended with a guitar solo fading out that was a little less understanding, which was cool. Like, that guitar solo was cool. I wish that wasn't the ending, because I want to hear that at full volume instead of it just fading out. But yeah, so the mix was just really weird to listen to, and I feel like the longer the album went on, the more my ears adjusted, but just the fact that it started, I immediately kind of noticed an issue that I guess is iffy, but you never know.
Threw you off a bit.
Yeah, it certainly did, and you can get so many different environments, so many different kinds of speakers, headphones, whatever, so maybe next time I listen to it, with headphones in or whatever, it might feel different, like, who knows? Like, I think listening environments definitely change how an album will sound.
What did you think of Storm the Armada?
That song, let's see what I got on that one. I believe that one was one of my highest rated tracks.
Before.
Yeah, it was my highest rated track. Was a tie between that and Whirlwind, because both of them had awesome grooves. Like, they would play the music and I would just jive to it. I'd be feeling it, I'd be vibing it. That was sick. It had an amazing bass solo. It was short, but honestly hearing it was awesome. The sound of the bass was nice. The instruments were better mixed on that song. The keyboard in it, I wrote, was so 90s, which makes sense because this band, was from the 90s, around that time. So it's like they're staying true to their roots that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was enjoying it a lot instrumentally. I was neutral-ish on the vocals. I enjoyed the vocals, but I didn't love them. The guy has a talented voice.
Yeah.
Like, he sounds good. It's just, I don't know if I specifically love it. Subjective.
Yeah. You know what? This is a song that I thought was really good too, and you mentioned the grooves were really nice. I agree too, but you also give a little bit of criticism on the vocals. And for me, during the grooves, there's this weird vocal, like ambient vocal thing happening in the background that it was really throwing me off, and I didn't like it. But
I'm sure if I noticed that.
It was just like a humming or a chanting or some sort of like thing happening. Then I was like, what the hell is this? Like, it seemed like one of those things where the band was trying to be creative and like, oh, let's add another layer in there. We'll put a vocal layer in there. Like, sometimes you gotta notice when not to do something. And this is one of those situations where they went with it and it didn't work. Maybe it will grow on me after listening to it for a while. But you also mentioned the bass solo. I just want to touch on this. It was actually a guitar solo, followed by a keyboard solo, followed by a bass solo.
Yeah.
They're all very short and very sweet, but
they all had a bit there, which is really cool.
Yeah, they all kind of have their own little bit. I wish they were longer. That's one thing about the solos on this album. Way too short. Some of them are pretty good, but they're just like very, very short.
Yeah. And to talk about Whirlwind, which is the second track that tied for my highest rated. Just the groove, man. I said like groove is dope, just seems quiet. It had the mixing issues. I thought the piano was cool. The timbre, the whole song, like just the full texture of the song was overall a good sound. There was a really cool like jam, like a syncopated jam going on in the middle of the track, which was also really cool to hear.
Which song was that?
It was Whirlwind.
Okay, yep.
Like overall, like instrumentally, these guys are actually pretty cool. Even though the instrumental track, Is Most Got Good Reactors, was good. I wrote it sounds very classic. I'm not even quite sure what I mean when I say that, but I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like head over heels for that track. But yeah, like overall, I found myself feeling very okay about the tracks. Like, oh, I don't hate it, but it's not really speaking to me. But this is only based off a first impression, only hearing the tracks once.
Exactly, and you know what? I kind of feel the same way, where I wasn't really disappointed, but I wasn't really thrilled. I think this album does have a lot of potential to grow, and I think we're gonna find some gems listening to it. I feel like one of the main things I feel like I'm gonna focus on the most is the piano, because I feel like there's really good usage of piano on this album. It fills the space very well. Plus, it has its own spots to shine and stuff like that. But that's what we're gonna do for the whole week. We're gonna listen to this album non-stop as much as we can, and we'll be back next week to give you guys our full and final review of this album. So that's it for this video, I think, right? You got anything else to say?
No, that's it, guys.
All right, so leave your comments below. Let us know what you guys think of Talvio. Maybe if you know how to pronounce that word, you can also try to explain that in the comments below, because we don't know. We're trying. But yeah, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I'm Vile Self.
I'm TV Fish.
And we'll see you guys on the next video. Later.